Outdoors Delmarva covers everything outdoors, including real fishing and hunting situations involving wildlife. We do our best each week to bring you tasteful content, but viewer discretion is advised. Now, enjoy the show.
You're watching Outdoors Delmarva, presented by Gateway Subaru. Higher standards.
This week, we head to Laurel to attend the annual Patriot Hunts Delmarva Chapter's fundraiser banquet and auction. We'll stop by to see our friends at Gateway Subaru to see what's new for spring. We head back to Scorchy's Corner to meet the herb lady from Willard's. And we hang out with country singer Jimmy Charles at the Cinnapunxent Rod and Gun Club in Berlin. Outdoors Delmarva starts right now.
Welcome to Outdoors Delmarva, the show dedicated to a commitment of conservation and to the community that makes Delmarva's outdoors such a hidden gem here in the Mid-Atlantic. My name is Jason Lee, and I'd like to wish you all a very blessed Easter. But I do have some questions for whoever decided that bunnies and eggs were the combination that won.
This is Outdoors Delmarva, presented by Gateway Subaru. Higher standards. And now, here's Jason Lee.
Veteran organizations will always have a special place on this show, and we were honored to be invited to the Patriot Hunts Delmarva Chapter's fundraiser dinner and auction.
Patriot Hunts is a 501c3 I started 14 years ago as a way to show my appreciation for all our military and our LEOs do for us. I'm an Army brat, born and raised at Fort Bragg, North Carolina. My son-in-law just retired after 23 years as a Special Forces officer. I love the outdoors, I love to hunt and fish, and I tried to think of something after 9/11, what I could do to give back and just do more than just say thank you. I wanted to put in action with what it is that I was talking about. So 3 years, we stayed in North Carolina. I funded it out of my pocket personally, and then there was so much interest that we got our 501c3, we started an LLC, we incorporated everything, and it's become a labor of love. It's a full-time job that pays nothing because I don't take a dime out of it. We do our own fundraising, our own raffles and everything. Everything goes back into the organization, period. There's no compensation paid to anybody, especially myself. That's why we're able to do a lot with a lot less. We don't have any big corporate payrolls or anything like that, or volunteers. That's everything that we're based on. We travel this country. We've got chapters scattered in the Midwest, Texas, South Dakota, Nebraska, Ohio, Virginia, Delaware, and Maryland, where Bill's at. So it's growing. We can't do it without just true patriotic volunteers. I mean, it takes a lot of nice ingredients to make a cake. I can have all the ideas in the world, but if I don't have people that are going to help me and support me in the private sector, and then the military entrusting us to put on a quality event and put their interest at the forefront, we're dead in the water. Nothing's going to happen.
Got involved through Delta Waterfowl doing a PR kind of hunt with Ken Menard. Liked what he did, liked how he did everything volunteer, no compensation paid. Decided I wanted to start my own chapter. Took a trip to Fayetteville. Went through a tornado at his banquet. Yeah. As time to kill, he announced that I would be starting a chapter, and it went from there. Delmarva chapter's been 4 years. This is our third annual banquet due to COVID. We've done a total of 7 hunts in total with Patriot Hunts. We do an annual waterfowl hunt in December or January. Every December we do an annual deer hunt in Delaware. That is a doe management hunt with some of the local farmers on crop damage. My hope was to be like 150, 200 people at this point. We're like 275 tonight and have been every year. From the first banquet every year, it's been 250 to 275.
We're in our 14th year right now doing this, and it's just grown exponentially. And you take guys like Bill Malchow, again, he's got a family, he works, but he volunteers his time, as evident by this great banquet they're going to have here tonight. And so we're proud to come up here and kind of support it and be a part of it.
Stay up to date and get involved by checking out Patriot Hunts Delmarva Chapter on Facebook or by going online to patriothunts.com. Still to come on the show, we'll head back to Scorchy's Corner to meet the herb lady of Willard's. But after the break, we'll see what's blooming at Gateway Subaru. Outdoors Delmarva returns right after these messages.
You're watching Outdoors Delmarva, presented by Gateway Subaru. Higher standards.
Welcome back to Outdoors Delmarva. Now, spring is in bloom, but the flowers aren't the only things coming back to life. It's always nice to visit our friends here at Gateway Subaru. Don, always good to see you, buddy.
You too, man. How are you?
I'm doing well, thankfully. It is now springtime on Delmarva.
Indeed.
A lot of things popping up out of the ground, and you've got some things popping up here.
We do, absolutely. Inventory is making a turn for the better, which is great for everyone, of course. We're glad to see more cars on the ground. We actually have one behind us here, this beautiful 23 Subaru Ascent.
I love the color.
Man, hey, it fits right in, right?
It does.
But yeah, the Ascent we do have on the ground here. They've redesigned it for 2023. Some nice new features with an 11.6-inch touchscreen now, available 360 camera, wireless CarPlay, Android Auto. Some nice features they've added into the Ascent, which was quite honestly due for an upgrade, and it fits well. So.
And it looks rather spacious on the inside.
Yeah, 7 or 8 passenger seating. This particular trim is an Onyx Edition, Onyx Limited, which gives you StarTech's interior, which is a water-resistant interior. Pretty cool stuff for those that like to take them on the beach and whatnot.
Yeah, I would imagine so. I mean, and of course, I was looking at the glass coat ceramic paint protection display that you've got up there, and that's really going to add a lot of value to this vehicle.
It will. Glass coat is a new product that we have here at Gateway. It is actually a ceramic coat. We were never able to offer that before. We can do it now. So when customers come in and purchase a new or pre-owned vehicle, they get that. They can have that glass coat applied to the vehicle. Get that ceramic coat that everybody's after, that showroom luster for years and years down the road. So. And
it also protects the inside of the vehicle too.
It does, yeah. You can put it on the inside as well. Again, protect against those elements, gene transfer, things of that nature. Keep those stains off that new interior.
That's right. That's right. Keep it new as long as possible. What are some of the other vehicles that you've got coming back to the lot?
Yeah, no, great question. So, of course, Ascent, as we just talked about, we do have some Foresters and Crosstreks arriving. They're due any day now, as well as a couple Outbacks in the pipeline that are coming. The all-new WRX is available also. And I do have some Imprezas here as well.
Excellent.
So we're excited. Subaru just also introduced the 24 Crosstrek and the 24 Impreza, which will hit probably later this summer. So
wow. So the 24 models are going to be here before you know it.
Yeah, they'll probably be here. Probably looking summertime. We're an eye's blink away from having summer inventory already, and we're excited. I mean, we're growing, and that's the goal, is to always grow. So.
Yeah, and if you want a 23, seems like now might be the good time to try to get them before they're all gone.
Yeah, I'll make it worth your while.
I bet you will. Don, I appreciate you, man. Thank you very
absolutely.
much.
My pleasure.
It's time to leave all that winter mess behind us. So make sure you call Gateway to schedule your vehicle for service or maybe even a good detailing. Still to come, we'll head back to the Cinnapunxent Rod and Gun Club in Berlin to do some trap shooting with country music artist Jimmy Charles. But up next, we head back to Scorchy's Corner to meet the Herb Lady of Willards. Outdoors Delmarva, we'll be right back.
You're watching Outdoors Delmarva, presented by Gateway Subaru. Higher standards. Sponsored by Shorts Marine.
Welcome back to Outdoors Delmarva. Now, herb gardens are great, especially when they benefit more than just your backyard or your evening supper.
Honoring the life and legacy of Scorchy Taws, thanks to Shorts Marine in Long Neck, Delaware. Shorts Marine, everything but the water.
For Gladys Ketterman of Willards, there are many pleasant days in her garden of herbs.
This is where it all started?
Right here. I just had a small spot, very small, and I didn't have any of that in the back field either. This is my pride and joy, because this is what I dreamed about, was a sign in my garden. And it would be for the James Lawrence Kernan Hospital, because that's where our son spent a lot of time, and he's 17 months old, and again at 3 years old. Like I told you, we couldn't pay, but in the back of my mind, that sometime in life.
That sometime in life came 10 years ago, when she attended a herb luncheon in Snow Hill that lit up her lamp. She would raise and sell herbs and hold herb luncheons, with every penny going to Cernan's Hospital in Baltimore.
All of a sudden I said, Gladys, wake up, you've not even got a garden.
Armed with a tiller, a reason, and a profusion of senior citizen energy, Gladys Ketterman's herb gardens were born, and she's still going strong today at age 73. What was started a decade ago in honor of her son, Reverend Howard Ketterman, is now carried on in his memory. The original herb garden has grown into herb gardens, and her 2 yearly luncheons have become gourmet herbal heavens. She is a woman with a focus in life, a goal, set not for profit, but for love and remembrance.
I do make a goal for myself to be at least $100 a month. That's what I make a goal for. And I must say that sometimes it's been more.
And squeezing this money from the soil for the betterment of the less fortunate to Gladys Ketterman is not work.
This is a hobby. A hobby is not work. Do you know work is something you don't enjoy doing something, and that's because you'd rather be doing something else. That's work. Well, this is not work.
Not work, perhaps, but it has given Gladys a new identity.
They call me the herb lady. A lot of people do. I got a check this week made out to the herb lady.
What do you think of that?
Well, that's fine when it comes to a check especially. I don't mind, but the only idea of it is I don't know enough to be called that, but I like it. I like it. I like it.
Scorchy Taws wandering our Delmarvelous land for WBOC News.
Remembering Scorchy Taws is presented by Shorts Marine. Online at shortsmarine.com.
Did you know the world record for a blue catfish was caught in Kerr Lake in North Carolina? The monster fish was 57 inches long, had a girth of 44 inches, and weighed a staggering 143 pounds. Now you do. Did You Know is brought to you by North Bay Marina in Selbyville, Delaware. If you want to find us on the internet, but you're looking for a simple, single location to find all of our links, grab your phone right now, open up your camera, and point it at your screen. This QR code will give you all of our web links right there at your fingertips. If you missed it now, look for it in the bottom right corner of your screen towards the end of the show. Outdoors Delmarva, presented by Gateway Subaru, returns right after these messages.
You're watching Outdoors Delmarva, presented by Gateway Subaru. Higher standards. And sponsored by Shorts Marine. Everything but the water.
Welcome back to Outdoors Delmarva. Now, as you may have seen on our Facebook page, we got a chance to hang out with Jimmy Charles at the Cinnapunxent Rod and Gun Club in Berlin. And it turns out he's not only a great country singer, but he's also a really good shot.
Pull. Oh.
Delmarva really is a unique place in the world. And
for sure.
You've been all over.
Yeah.
And you keep coming back. Is there anything that makes you go, oh yeah, this is home?
The people, my mom, it's my friends, and just the smell. When you talk about
springtime, we're gonna get that smell real quick.
I'm not talking about the chicken farms. That reminds me of it too, but that's not. I grew up down a dirt road past 12 chicken farms, and the wind was blowing the wrong way, boy.
Oh my goodness.
Woo! But no, that salt air smell, because in Nashville they have lakes, and we go out on the lakes. We tie our boats up. The Redneck Yacht Club, like the Craig Morgan song talks about. It's a lot of fun, but it's not the ocean, man. It's lake. It's icky kind of. It's not the ocean or the bay. And the line in the song that talk, across the Bay Bridge with the windows down, salt air blowing all around. It's not only the Big Bay Bridge that I'm talking about. It's the Bay Bridge of Route 50 too, because that has a smell to it when you go across, and or even the 90 Bridge. And every time I come home, man, I roll those windows down, and I'm like, I don't care how cold it is, and let them. My wife yells at me. She's like, "The baby's sleeping. Put them down." I was like, "Just give me a second." And then, I know I'm home.
They probably don't have any thrashers out there in Tennessee.
They don't. They definitely do not.
It's all right. That's why everybody keeps coming back here. And talk about growing up, because you said you had a duck blind in the back.
Yeah.
That's some real outdoors right there.
Yeah, so my dad loved to hunt. He really only ducks though. You know, we shot clays when I was younger. I loved doing that, and but we grew up right near a River Run golf course on the St. Martin's Neck River, and it's a beautiful area. I was so fortunate to be able to grow up on the water. You got a great blue herring out here every time you look out the window, and my dad and his buddies, and I helped too. We built from scratch a duck blind, and then we had a chalky chess, I call him. He was half pure chocolate, half pure Chesapeake Bay Retriever, big dog, loved it. He would sit in that duck blind with us, and we'd wait for hours sometimes, you know, and he just couldn't wait, you know, the whole time. And he was trained, we trained him, and it was really cool to watch how to train him. We had this pad, we put like an empty shotgun shell in it so it sounds like a gun, and shoot it off the end of our dock, and you make him wait because you don't want the dog running out there while you're still shooting if you're shooting if one's kind of flapping.
Right.
So then you say, duck, man, he would just take off and it's just like those Chesapeake, the dock jaw, yeah, just like that, man. So I got to grow up with that and shoot ducks, and it was always my job to clean them, which I didn't particularly like. Like I had to take all the down, and then my dad was great cook. So he would always cook, have all kinds of marinade. He would marinate, you know, ducks for a couple days, and we'd eat them, and it was just a great pastime.
Thanks for coming out and putting some rounds down range with us today.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's a good time. Anytime you can get out
Let's
here.
shoot a couple more. I'm ready.
Let's do it. We certainly can't wait to hang out with Jimmy Charles again. Make sure you follow him on Facebook to stay up to date with his latest tour information and his music releases. Coming up after the break, we'll wrap up the show with your latest viewer photos when Outdoors Delmarva, presented by Gateway Subaru, returns.
You're watching Outdoors Delmarva, presented by Gateway Subaru, higher standards. And sponsored by Shorts Marine, everything but the water.
Welcome back to Outdoors Delmarva. It's time to flip through the photo album and take a look at your latest pictures, thanks to our friends at North Bay Marina.
Nick Haglick sent in a couple of photos of some geese and a goat hanging out at Bird Park in Snow Hill. Turkey season is on, and J. Michael Yoder harvested his first gobbler in Delaware. The bird weighed in at 21 pounds and had a beard of 9.5 inches. Peter Didden reeled in this 21-inch, nearly 5-pound trout on a marabou jig. And Justin Didden snapped this photo of last weekend's storm as it began to take shape over Federalsburg. The Ospreys are back in Ocean City, and Ken Fullerton is ready for them. And Amanda Sparacino sent in this great video of an eagle she spotted on Gunning Club Lane in Newark, Maryland.
Outdoors Delmarva viewer pictures are sponsored by North Bay Marina.
Well, that's going to do it for us this week. Thanks for watching. Before we let you go, just wanted to remind you that the DSN Outdoors Expo is coming to the Delaware State Fairgrounds in Harrington on Saturday, April 22nd. It's free to attend thanks to Spicer Brothers, I.G. Burton, Shorts Marine, and Southern States of Milford. You'll see vendors like Atlantic Tactical Firearms Trainers, Dutch Country Furniture, Barron Creek Leather, the National Wild Turkey Federation, and more. For details, check out WBOCEvents.com. We can't wait to see everyone there, and we'll have an expo preview for you next weekend. But until then, my name is Jason Lee, and I hope to see you outdoors, Delmarva.
You've been watching Outdoors Delmarva, which is presented by Gateway Subaru, higher standards. And sponsored by Shorts Marine, everything but the water.